Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I just wanted to go into this article dealing with the cyber attack that we all heard about a couple of days ago, I believe Saturday or so, or even prior. And around the same time, you had the AT&T outage. Now, what we're at least finding out in this article is that it wasn't just, one pharmacy that was affected. Okay, so let's read a little bit into this, and it comes as no surprise, as we've been warning, and in fact, the FBI has been, warning, and whenever they start to, what's the word I'm looking for? Test the pulse of the people with certain ideas. You can start to see where the narrative starts to form and starts to brew. And so chances are that the situation with the pharmacies, if they're acknowledging that this was a cyber attack, then chances are that this won't be the last. So the headline reads, "Pharmacies across the U.S. report outages after cyber attack." Pharmacies across the United States were suffering outages as a health technology company reported that it was the target of a cyber attack. Change Healthcare, which handles patient payments and orders for pharmacies around the nation, confirmed in a statement on Thursday afternoon that it noticed a cybersecurity incident impacting its networks, according to its website. Change Health is experiencing a network interruption related to a cybersecurity issue, and our experts are working to address the matter. And there's like different forms of, cyber attacks. Some that are more, much more dangerous, than others. Okay, but nevertheless, they can all still do damage. All right, like you have things like DOS, or I think DDoS, where basically is denial of service, where you'll have like a hacker, and what they'll do is they'll, when you go to like Google.com, your computer sends a request to Google's computer that says, "Yo, give me the website Google.com so I can use it." So that request gets sent over there, and then Google's computer replies with the website that you can see, and then so on and so forth, right? So what a DOS, or denial of service, is basically the hacker would send so many requests to Google's computer saying, "Give me Google.com, give me Google.com, give me Google.com," all at the same time. And eventually Google's computer is going to be overwhelmed to say, "It's too many requests, I can't handle all of this," and then it's going to crash. And when it does that, then all the other people around the world who were using Google.com, they're going to lose service because Google's computer is now down because there were too many requests coming in. So that's like a basic, explanation of how that denial of service works. So that's one way that, hackers can like affect a certain site. They can just target it with DOS. They can also, more for hackers that want money and stuff like that, they're able to, for example, if they can get access, maybe remote access or whatnot, to maybe, let's use Google again, right? Maybe to Google's computer, then they can control, or interact with files on Google's computer from wherever they're at. And then they can do things like go and find like this very important file that Google uses to run their website, and then encrypt it. Take the file, put it inside of another file, and encrypt it. So unless you have that encryption code, which the hacker is going to have, Google themselves cannot use that file anymore. And then now Google's in trouble, right? Because they can't run their website. They're like, "Ah, shit, we have to literally get that code from the hacker. And if we don't do that, we can't run this website." So then the hacker says, "Give me like $2 million. Google says, "All right, fine, we'll give you $2 million in like Bitcoin." And then the hacker says, "Okay, here's the code." And then they decrypt it or whatnot. These are just some basic examples. But of course, this can go on it can go on, and it can be more, like it scales in damage more and more, right? Because Google is one example, right? But you're not gonna die if you don't have Google. But they can also attack, like right now, this is like pharmacies, right? So payment systems, prescriptions, and all of these things, they get messed up now. That can be dangerous, right? There's certain people that need their prescriptions in order to keep them good. But what if they start to attack actual, like, hardcore, infrastructure, electricity, grid, power systems, or even hospitals, to where certain machines, like if they're able to take out the power, and you have in a hospital people that are on, ventilators or certain of those automated machines. You have some machines that are like breathing for this person, some machines that are controlling the pace of whatever medication is being pumped into this person to keep them alive. The second the power goes out, and you don't have any backup generators or anything like that working, you're in trouble. Okay, now lives are being lost. So the threat levels of these cyber attacks go beyond just losing service or losing signal. They can become very devastating. And what makes it even worse is how people react, right? They start a fire, and by people's panicking, that's like adding more fuel to that fire, like they show you in the movie Leave the World Behind. All right, so like I said, we're gonna keep reading this, but this chances are that this isn't the last you'll hear of cyber attacks, as Klaus Schwab himself even warned years ago, okay, about a cyber attack so bad that it'll make the pandemic that we all witnessed like a walk in the park. And why is that? That's because the whole world almost is digitalized, you know. So let's keep on going. Once we became aware of the outside threat, in the interest of protecting our partners and patients, we took immediate action to disconnect our systems to prevent further impact, Change Healthcare told news outlets. It added that we believe the issue is specific to Change Healthcare, and all other systems across United Health Group are operational, while the disruption is expected to last at least through the day. And also what happened with, I think the article is going to go into it, but what happened with AT&T, where it was down. Now they said it wasn't a cyber attack, but then again they say lots of things. So I mean, who knows? Maybe it wasn't, right? But the problem with that is they were saying that people couldn't contact 911 and so on and so forth, and that was AT&T. But if you had Metro or maybe some other carrier, you have service. What if all the carriers went down? And what if that was a result of a cyber attack? So that means it wasn't something that's, um, accidental, or it just happened, and in that way you can fix it. If it's a cyber attack, that means that it's intentional. And if it's intentional, that means that there are plans in place to make sure that this achieves its desired outcome. Meaning, they've planned it well enough to where when they hit you and take down your systems, this isn't something you can bring back online in the next day or two, right? So imagine that. And they were saying that people couldn't contact 911 and certain emergency services. What then starts to happen if you can't contact 911 and things start getting crazy and people start panicking? And maybe this goes on for a couple of days, a couple of weeks. I mean, that's not looking too good, right? Because instantly, crime is going to start to rise. Somebody could carjack you. What are you going to do? Your hope would be to wait for things to come back online and then file a report and all of these things. But I mean, that's one way you can go about it. Somebody might end up shooting somebody on the side of the street, or stabbing somebody, or assaulting somebody. Well, then instinctively you're going to reach for your phone. Oh shit, I'm a bystander, let me call 911. Oh no, I can't call anyone. No one is who you're going to be calling, because that's what it's pretty much going to turn into. Anyway, several pharmacies this week have said they were unable to access the systems and reported an outage due to the cyber attack, according to reports. Now, I also remember, I believe this was a couple of years ago, I think it was Colonial Pipeline. Let me see. Colonial Pipe. Yep. There was a cyber attack on that, right? That was 2021. Was it? Let me see. Yeah. 2021, an American oil pipeline system that originates in Houston, Texas, and carries gasoline and jet fuel mainly to the southern or southeastern United States, suffered a ransomware cyber attack that impacted computerized equipment managing the pipeline. And then there was this whole like gas panicking and people, running looking for gas everywhere and, stuff like that as a result of ransomware and all of this, right? So and if you paid attention to that movie, if you've seen it, right, Leave the World Behind, a lot of the damage came from how this discomfort or how this, this lack of access to your daily life caused people to react. Okay? That chaos that ensues as a result of people panicking and bugging out is really where a lot of the damage comes in. So let's keep on going. Another Michigan company, Canadian Lakes Pharmacy, wrote that there is a nationwide outage from some of the largest prescription processors in North America, while adding, "We can receive your RX, but most insurance plans we cannot bill to your insurance company. If you can wait a day or so to pick up your RX, that would be great. If you need it today, we can do our best to accommodate individual needs." Now, this right here, in the book of Second Esdras, see if we can find it. It talks about no man left. There you go, Second Esdras 16 and 24. And as it goes into the destruction, and that's going to be coming, it talks about here, right? There shall be no man left. No, that's not the one. Let me see. See, I think this is in the Apocrypha. It should be. Comfort them. Yep. Second Esdras 16 and 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, meaning that you going just like you would see, dung, right, cast out. That's how you would see dead bodies, because there's going to be so much death. And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. And this part right here, one thing that comes to mind is, just like we're reading this article, okay, these pharmacies, like we're reading here, right? They're saying, look, we can receive this, but we can't really send a bill to your insurance company. Things are down right now. But if you can wait a day or so, right, to pick up your RX, that would be great. It'll give us a bit of time to like sort this out. So that message, right, that whenever like there's a power outage, a natural disaster, something like this that happens, they always comfort the people by telling them, look, systems are down, but we're working on it. We're working as hard as we can. We should have it back up. Like here's another one, right? In that time, and we're gonna get to this part so it'll make more sense, but just reading it out of context, it added that the estimated date for resolving the issue will be tomorrow or later. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates on our progress. These are comforting words, because people are, they may be bugging out, but hearing that, oh, you know what? All right, they should have it up by tomorrow, or they should have it up by later today. So it's okay. I can hold on. That comfort drastically reduces panic, because that, all right, it's bad now, but it's going to get better. So that hope keeps you, you good. But when all hell breaks loose, these messages, you're not going to be getting those comforting, oh, the grid is down, but don't worry, we're working as hard as we can. Give us about a day or two and you should have service again. That you're going to hear that the grid is down, but that second portion isn't coming. And that is where the anxiety, the stress, the panic, that's when it's going to start to ensue and settle into the minds of people. Wait, they said the grid was down. Did they say how long it would take? No, I haven't heard anything about that. They just said that, just be careful, watch out, and stay at home. Don't go out if not needed, because they don't know how long it's going to take. They don't know if they'll even be able to get things back to the way they were. That part right there is going to drive people crazy. Because then they start wait, so then it's like, all right, I gotta like find somewhere safe to be, because they're saying they don't know when this is gonna come back on. Like, are we supposed to live like this? Like, okay, then their mind starts wondering, I don't even know if I have enough food to last me X amount of day. Then they start thinking of those survival, ways. But it's too late. Your heater's off. If it's in the winter, you're done. Yes, there's places that get very, very cold. So there's only so much you can do. But that just reminded me of that precept, right? That comfort isn't gonna come when shit starts hitting the fan. People are so used to hearing that. Oh, this is down, but we'll have it up in X, Y, and Z. That's gonna be done away. And then where are you gonna go? And then what are you gonna do? And pretty much you're gonna be left to fend for yourself. And a lot of people think, or some people think, this can never happen. This is no, this ain't gonna happen. Not in your lifetime. And it's that mindset that leaves you in the worst position when shit goes down. Another firm, Athena Health, said it was informed of the issue by Change, and the problem is being actively worked on by Change Healthcare. And Athena Edit TM is monitoring the issue closely, according to reports. So pretty much, as you can see here, it was more than just one pharmacy that was affected. This this cyber attack, it did some damage in different areas. Okay, I read this earlier. Let's see. A number of healthcare companies use Change Healthcare to make for making payments and their financials, according to Forbes magazine. And that's another thing, right? Because of centralization, when you're all right. So let me put it like this: when you look at the way technology is designed today, systems are built to be reusable. Nobody wants to have to go and reinvent the wheel every single time. Right? If you are a healthcare company, you want to focus on healthcare. If your technology should be focused on what it is that you're doing, what you're serving to your customers. You don't want to have to worry about payment systems, because payment systems are a whole nother sector of technology themselves. How the money is moving, how it is going to one account, is it ACH, is it what, how it's being transferred. All those systems. You are a healthcare company. You are a hospital. You don't want to have to worry about, now you have to design your own form of a payment system. That's going to be too much. It's going to cost too much. It's going to be too much work, and it's going to take away from what you are actually supposed to be doing. So what happens is you have other companies that are designed to focus on, money movement, payment systems. Like, they've designed a system that works for solely that purpose. So when the hospital says, hey, I need a payment system, they'll go to this company whose job it is to take care of that. And then that centralizes things, because now another pharmacy or another hospital says, oh, I also need a payment system. Oh, well, go to this guy, go to this guy. So everybody goes to this guy, and within their technology, they're talking to this guy saying, hey, this customer came here, I need you to do this. This guy says, all right, I got you. So because of that centralization, if a cyber attack hits, think about it, right? If you are the suspect here, and you're seeing, okay, I'm trying to do some serious damage. Should I just attack one pharmacy or one hospital? Or maybe if I go to the payment system that they use, that's literally taking out like what, 10, 20, 50 hospitals all at once by just targeting one area. So like you're reading here, you're saying, because a number of healthcare companies use that Change Healthcare, it means that a healthcare company that uses Change could suffer monetary losses amid the outage. So if Change Change Healthcare is down, you suffering. It's like you getting your electricity and everything from Con Edison. Something goes wrong, everybody going down. That's like if somebody was to sabotage, I don't know, something on Con Edison's side that would affect all users or all of Con Edison's customers, they just took down a whole lot of people's power. So it says here, Change Healthcare is owned by Health Insurance United Health Group and became a subsidiary in 2022, and so on and so forth. It's not clear if the cyber security incident led to the unauthorized access of healthcare or personal information, which is now another problem that they got to deal with, which is the security issue. Change Healthcare did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Yeah, because their head's on fire. Other outages, notably a significant number of AT&T users across the United States on Thursday morning reported service outages, leaving them unable to send texts, make phone calls, or use their cellular data. A subsidiary, Cricket Wireless, also suffered outages. And that's the thing, right? Because all these technological advances are built upon, the same core foundational principles. If that foundation is attacked, all this shit is done. It's all done. And that can wreak a lot of havoc. Due to the disruption, a number of law enforcement, government, and emergency services said that AT&T customers couldn't call 911. Uh-oh. But it was okay though. It was only for a couple of hours. All right. Drawing a response from state and federal officials. By midday, however, AT&T said it had restored access to about 75% of customers. The company had not disclosed why the service outage occurred. Now, there was a movie, I watched this a while back. I think it was called Red Dawn. Is it? Let me see. Movie. It was a newer one. Yeah, I think it was this one. Might have been this one. I don't remember exactly, but it was either this or some other movie. But basically, let me see if I can 2012. If I can see what the plot is, if I can even remember. Yeah, that's what it was. There was they said North Korea invaded the US. I'm trying to remember if they had hit it with an EMP before doing so, or maybe that was another movie. But in whatever movie it was, I think there was an EMP that attack that took out all the power, took out everything. And you had like certain students at school and everything, and they started off, and the reason I'm bringing this out is because they started off in denial. Oh, the power is out, but it should be back on, let's just give it some time. And then the whole day went by, and then it started to get dark. And that's when, when it gets dark, that's when people start to get more worried and concerned. So as it started to get dark, the power wasn't back on. And then people started to, what if this doesn't come on? What's going on? Then little panic started to set in. They said, no, sorry. Just give it one more day. Give it some more time. And then eventually realization started to settle in. People started to get more afraid. And then they started to scramble. Like, oh shit, like things, this must be really serious because this thing has been out for a while. And then next thing the chaos ensues. So really all it takes is, something major to go down, and something major enough to where they can't fix this, and they can't fix it right away. And people are going to start to, you're going to see the true side of of your holy Americans. All right, now this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. And as it reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So who is that devil? The deceiver. Who is the ultimate deceiver? The one whose face is on your dollar bill. Okay, and they are coming down with great wrath because they know they have a short time, so they have to move quick. Okay, so that whole notion of, oh, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, these people are like, they can't contain themselves to bring this thing to come to pass, to bring it, so as the scriptures say, watch as well as pray. All right, but we're pretty much in those times. So I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and informative to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kudash. And until next time, Shalom.